Good evening, students. Today we'll teach quantity theories of money. That is nothing but it explains the relationship between the quantity of money and the value of money. There are two approaches. One is Fisher's transaction approach and another one is Cambridge cash balance approach. Now we are going to see about Fisher's transaction approach. It is very old theory. It was propounded in the year 1588 by Davanzetti. He was an Italian economist. Well-known American economist. His name was Irving Fisher. He published his book Purchasing Power of Money in the year 1911. He gave it as equation of exchange. Equation of exchange. It was given by Irving Fisher. The formula is MV is equal to PT. General form of equation given by Fisher is MV is equal to PT. M, it refers to money supply or quantity of money. V, it refers to velocity of money. P, it refers to price level. T, it refers to volume of transaction or trade. In a country, total quantity of money, that is MV, is equal to total value of all goods and services bought and sold, buying and selling. That is PT. So the equation is MV is equal to PT. That is nothing but supply of money is equal to demand for money. Supply of money is equal to demand for money. So this equation is otherwise known as cash transaction equation. That is expressed as P is equal to MV by T. MV by T. Quantity of money that will determine the price level, and price level it differ directly with the quantity of money. So P is equal to MV by T. That is nothing but quantity of money determines price level, and price level differ directly with the quantity of money. Where in that V and T, V it refers to velocity of money, T it refers to trade, that is volume of transaction. Both are constant. This equation considers only currency money. But in a modern economy, bank demand, that is demand deposits or credit money, it play an important role in the business. Okay, modern economy, bank demand deposits or credit money, it play a very important role in the business. So Fisher, what did he do now? He extended his original equation that includes bank deposits M1 and its velocity V1. So revised equation. What is the revised equation? PT is equal to MV plus M1 into V1. We can write it as P is equal to MV plus M1 V1 divided by T. So what it represents? Price level it is determined by quantity of money circulation M1 and velocity of circulation of money V and volume of bank credit money M1 and velocity of circulation of credit money V1 and volume of trade is T. So, M price level is determined by quantity of money in circulation M. Velocity of circulation of money V. So, M refers to price level determined by quantity of money in circulation. V it refers to velocity of circulation of money. M1 it refers to volume of bank credit money and V1 it refers to velocity of circulation of credit money and T it refers to volume of trade, that is nothing but transaction, volume of transaction. Now you refer the diagram. What it is given in the x-axis. Quantity of money is given in the x-axis, in the B diagram, and in the A diagram, y-axis it refers to price level, and B diagram, y-axis it refers to value of money. Now we are going to see the explanation. Quantity of money OM level in the x-axis. In the y-axis, price level is OP. Once again I will repeat. In the x-axis, OM it refers to quantity of money. Price level is OP. If quantity of money is double to OM2, double to OM2, the price level also increased to double to OP2. Okay. At the same time, quantity of money in the x-axis is increased fourfold, 4 times to M4, OM4. Price level also increases by 4 times to OP4. So, part A diagram, one more time I am going to explain. Quantity of money OM, price level at OP. If quantity of money is double to OM2 in the x-axis, price level is also double to OP2 in y-axis. At the same time, quantity of money in y-axis, quantity of money is increased fourfold to OM4. Price level also increases by 4 times to OP4 in y-axis. Okay, I think you all understood about the first diagram. So, price level also increases by 4 times to OP2, OP4 I have explained. The relationship is explained by curve OP is equal to function of M from the origin at 45 degree. Now, diagram B, you refer. In the x-axis, quantity of money, y-axis, value of money. It shows inverse relationship between quantity of money and value of money. Inverse relationship between quantity of money and value of money. Vertical axis, that is y-axis, it refers to value of money in B diagram. So, if quantity of money is OM level in x-axis, if quantity of money is OM in x-axis, the value of money is OI divided by P. OI by P in y-axis. So, in x-axis, if quantity of money is OM, the value of money is OI by P. If quantity of money is double to OM2 in x-axis, the value of money becomes 1/2. At the same time, if quantity of money increases by 4-fold to OM4 in x-axis, the value of money is reduced by OI by P4. It shows downward sloping curve. So, I by P is equal to function of M. So, this is about Fisher's quantity theory of money. One theory we have finished. Now, we are going to see the next theory, Cambridge approach or cash balance approach. Two approaches I told. First one is Fisher's quantity theory, Fisher's transaction approach or Fisher's quantity theory of money we have studied. Now, Cambridge cash balance approach. This is Marshall's equation. Marshall's equation is M is equal to K into P into Y. M is equal to KPY. M it refers to quantity of money. P it refers to purchasing power of money. Y it refers to total real income. M is equal to KPY. M it refers to quantity of money. K it refers to fraction of real income. P it refers to purchasing power of money, and Y it refers to total real income. Price level P is equal to M divided by KY. We can write like this also. Price level P is equal to M divided by KY. So, the value of money is 1 by P is equal to KY divided by M. So, the value of money is dividing total quantity of goods by the total supply of money. So, the value of money is influenced by changes in M and also changes in K. This is about Cambridge approach. Now, next one. Take the next one. Keynes equation. Keynes equation. N is equal to Pk. The equation is N is equal to Pk, or P is, we can write like this also, P is equal to N by K. In this, N it refers to total money supply. That is total supply of money, total money supply. P it refers to general price level of consumption goods. K it refers to total quantity of consumption, total amount of consumption. Now, K is a real balance because we can measure this in terms of consumer goods. So, it is a real balance. People, according to Keynes, people what they will do? They will decide to hold money that is not changed by monetary authority. So, price level and value of money that can be stabilized through quantity of money, that is N, by the monetary authority. So he extended his equation as follows. You refer the book. N is equal to P into K plus RK dash, or we can write like this also. P is equal to N by K plus RK dash. N, it refers to small, N it refers to total supply of money, P it refers to price level, K it refers to people's, they will hold money in hand, or it refers to cash reserve ratio, or it refers to cash reserve ratio. K dash it refers to community's total money deposit in banks. Okay, so Keynes assumed that K dash and R, they are constant. So in this situation, price level, that is P is changed directly and proportionately change in the money volume, that is N. This is about the Keynes equation. So we have finished about the theories of money. Now we are going to see about inflation. Inflation, that is nothing but steady increase in price level, sudden increase in price level. Both inflation and deflations, both are evils of economy. Inflation, that is nothing but steady increase in price level. Deflation, that is nothing but sudden decrease of price. Both are evils. Now we are going to see about the meaning of inflation. Inflation meaning, it is given, that is nothing but consistent and appreciable rise in the general price level. That is steady increase in price level. Increase in price level, and also the purchasing power of currency is falling. Price level will increase, the value of money will fall. Definitions given. Two definitions given. Too much of money chasing too few goods. That definition given by Colburn and Gregory. He gave inflation as, that is a state of abnormal decrease in the quantity of purchasing power. These two definitions given by various economists. Now we are going to see about the types of inflation. On the basis of speed, we can classify the inflation as follows. One is creeping inflation, next one is walking inflation, and third one is running inflation, and the fourth one is galloping inflation, and or hyperinflation. Four types of inflation. One is creeping, next one is walking, and third one is running, and fourth one is galloping or hyperinflation. Creeping inflation, walking inflation, running inflation, galloping inflation, or hyperinflation. Now we are going to see about the first type, creeping inflation. It is slow moving and very mild. Before that, what is inflation? Steady increase in price level. Sudden increase in price level. So price level will increase at a slow moving rate. Very mild rate. And spread over a long period. This is not dangerous to the economy. So that is known as mild inflation or moderate level inflation, medium level inflation. That is the first type. Next one is walking inflation. Price level increases at a moderate rate. Annual inflation rate single digit it will increase. Example, 3% to 9%, like that. Walking, like walking. One more name is rolling inflation. So price level increases at moderate rate, single digit it will increase. That is called walking or rolling inflation. Now the next one is running inflation. Price level increases rapidly, like running of a horse, at a speed of 10% to 20% per year. That is called running inflation. Single digit, it will increase at a single digit, now that is called walking inflation. It will increase rapidly at a very speed, 10% to 20% per year. That is called running inflation. Now galloping inflation or hyperinflation, that is unmanageably, that run into 2 or 3 digits. That is price level increases at a rate of 2 digit or 3 digits. That is called galloping inflation or hyperinflation. Percentage is same, almost 20% to 100%. Okay. Now till this enough. We'll see in the next class.